I created this Amazon KDP template page using the free version of ChatGPT simply by writing prompts. I believe this is a game changer. Let me show you some other pages I have generated without any design tools, just with ChatGPT. Thanks to AI tools like ChatGPT, you can easily design editable Amazon KDP templates for low-content books like planners, journals, and logbooks in SVG format by just writing prompts. You can then customize them in any editing tool you prefer. This means you no longer need to purchase pre-made templates from sites like Creative Fabrica, Etsy, or rely on paid software for KDP book creation. With this method, you can create your own unique designs and avoid the risk of duplicate content. If you are interested in learning how to do this, keep watching. In this video, I will walk you through creating pages for a fitness planner in SVG format with ChatGPT and then show you how to edit them in design tools. Let's start by asking ChatGPT for suggestions on what pages to include in a fitness planner. Can you suggest some pages to include in a fitness planner? Alright. Now as an example, I will ask ChatGPT to create code for an editable SVG file for the goal setting page. Can you provide the SVG code for a one-page editable goal setting page? By the way, if you are not familiar with the SVG file format, it stands for Scalable Vector Graphics. It's a web-friendly vector file format that's commonly used for displaying two-dimensional graphics, charts, and illustrations on websites. I am specifically requesting an SVG file because it offers several benefits. Since SVG is a vector format, it can be scaled up or down without losing quality or resolution. Using SVG files ensures that your text and graphics remain high quality, easily editable, and fully compatible with Amazon KDP's requirements. This is important because we can save them as PDF files later and easily upload them to Amazon KDP. Alright, so here's how you can save the SVG code as a file. First, open Notepad or any basic text editor you prefer. Then, just paste the SVG code into the editor. Once you have done that, go to File and click on Save As. Now, type your desired file name, but make sure to add the .svg extension at the end, like goalsetting.svg. Finally, click Save, and you've got yourself an SVG file ready to use. To open an SVG file, simply drag into your browser or open it through the file menu in browsers like Microsoft Edge, Google Chrome, or Mozilla Firefox. When you open the file, you will notice a simple and clean design. However, important details like the background color, page size, text font, and the positioning of the boxes haven't been specified yet. These elements are crucial for preparing your file for uploading to KDP. For example, we don't need to text in the boxes. I prefer to keep the inside of the boxes blank. If you check the SVG files code, you will see these texts. Don't worry, you don't need to be a coding expert to understand it. Simply delete the text and resave the file in SVG format, and the text will disappear. Alternatively, you can ask ChatGPT to delete the text in the boxes, and it will provide you with the updated code. I also want this file in black and white only, so I will ask ChatGPT to revise this part as well. So my prompt is, please delete the text in the boxes and use only black color and a white background, since I will print this page with black ink on white paper. This design looks more suitable for a fitness planner for Amazon KDP. However, there are a few other things we should consider. The most important aspects are the file size and the margins, which should be checked carefully before uploading your file. If you check the SVG code file, the size is 800 by 1000 pixels. To demonstrate, I will open the file in Adobe Illustrator to verify that the size matches 800 by 1000 pixels. As you can see, it's indeed 800 by 1000 pixels and everything looks fine, but this is not a suitable paper size for Amazon KDP. We need to change it. You can also open SVG files in Canva. Here you can change the color, add text or elements. However, I couldn't find an option to edit the text in the original file in Canva. But remember, you can change them in the SVG code file and resave it anytime, so it's not a big deal. Personally, I prefer using Adobe Illustrator for creating KDP covers and interiors. As you can see, it's possible to change the colors and edit the text here as well. I prefer working in inches and want to adjust this document to 6 by 9 inches. While it's easy to make this change in Adobe Illustrator, the purpose of this video is to demonstrate how ChatGPT can handle the task for you, especially since many of you don't use Adobe Illustrator. If you are interested in Adobe Illustrator, you can try the free trial. I will leave the link below in the description. Now I will ask ChatGPT to make the adjustment for me. I want to prepare the document with bleed margins. According to the KDP Help Center, the page size with bleed for a 6x9 inch book is 6.125 inches by 9.25 inches. Therefore, I will ask ChatGPT to adjust the document size to 6.125 inches by 9.25 inches. My prompt is, please adjust the document size of the SVG code to 6.125 inches by 9.25 inches. Ensure that all text, images, and other elements are properly resized and positioned within the new dimensions. Alright, ChatGPT has made the necessary adjustments to the SVG code. Next, I will copy the code, paste it into the notepads, and save it as an SVG file. The revised format looks fine, but just to confirm, I will open the file in Adobe Illustrator to check if the document size is set to 6.125 inches by 9.25 inches. As you can see, we have managed to change the document size simply by providing prompts to ChatGPT. I am guiding you through the process step by step to show you how to create a file that's suitable for uploading to KDP and help you understand the logic behind it. From my experience, if you train ChatGPT to meet your specific needs like this, you will get more accurate results. Next, we need to verify whether the gutter margin and outside margins meet KDP's requirements. For instance, in this example, the boxes start 0.3 inches from the left edge of the document. Let's check if this aligns with KDP guidelines. For those who don't know, there's a file setup calculator available in the KDP Help Center. Navigate to the book formatting section, click on Tools and Resources, and download the calculator. After opening the file, click Enable Editing. In my case, I selected black ink and white paper, 6x9 inches dimensions, and 100 pages, and chose to include bleed margins. According to the calculator, the top, bottom, and outside margins must be at least 0.375 inches for books with bleeds. The inside margin size depends on the page count. The thicker the book, the wider the inside margin needs to be accommodate the spine. For this book, the inside margin is also 0.375 inches. If your book is thicker, you will need to adjust the gutter margin accordingly and indicate this in your prompts. Additionally, it's better to prepare separate right-hand and left-hand pages since the gutter margin shifts. It's on the left for the right-hand pages and on the right for left-hand pages. In this case, since the margins are equal, I can use the same prompt for both sides. In our example, the boxes starting at 0.3 inches from the left side don't meet KDP's requirements. We need to adjust them to start at a minimum of 0.375 inches. To add a bit of extra security, I will set them to start at 0.4 inches instead. Here's the prompt I will use to make the adjustments. Please adjust the margins in the SVG code so that the top, bottom, inside and outside margins are at least 0.4 inches. Ensure that all elements within the SVG are properly resized and repositioned to fit within these new margins. Alright, ChatGPT has successfully adjusted the SVG code. Now I will copy the code, paste it into Notepad, and save it as an SVG file, just as I did before. The updated format looks good, but to be sure, I will open it in Adobe Illustrator to check that the top, bottom, inside and outside margins are at least 0.4 inches. As you can see, we have easily adjusted the margins to meet Amazon KDP requirements simply by using prompts, without needing any design tools so far. Now the file is almost ready. The next step is editing it. Since it's an SVG file, you can open it in tools like Adobe Illustrator, Inkscape, or Canva. I highly recommend learning Adobe Illustrator for creating more professional interiors and book covers. There is a link in the description below for a free trial, and I also have beginner tutorials on my channel along with many other free resources available on YouTube. If you choose to edit this file in Adobe Illustrator, don't forget to change the color mode from RGB to CMYK before saving it as a PDF. I haven't personally used Inkscape, but it's a free vector graphics editor and a great option if you prefer not to invest in Adobe products. Alternatively, you can create a new document in Canva with the same size, upload this SVG file, and make adjustments. In Canva, you can change colors easily, but the text may not be editable. Perhaps it's in the Pro version, but I am not sure. That said, you can always edit the text, font size or colors directly in the SVG code file before saving it again. It's not too complicated. In this video, I have demonstrated how to create an SVG file for Amazon KDP low content book templates using ChatGPT step by step. Based on my experience, it's more effective to train ChatGPT in this method, as I have shown. Once you are happy with the first page, you can then ask ChatGPT to generate additional pages with the same format. For instance, let's ask it to create a workout log page. My prompt is, please create new SVG code for the workout log page of the fitness planner with the exact same dimensions, layouts, fonts, margins, and design elements as the one you provided earlier. Now the code is ready. I will copy and paste it into a notepad and save it as an SVG file, just like I did before. The result looks good to me. I will also open it in Adobe Illustrator to double check the margins and document size. The left margin is 0.4 inches and the top margin is 0.4 inches as well. Everything looks great. The document size is also perfect. I think adding a few more rows for logging exercises would make the file look even better. Let me quickly show you how that looks. My prompt is, please add 4 rows for logging exercises. Okay, let's see how it looks. I think it's not bad. Once you train ChatGPT like this, you will be able to generate other pages by simply changing the name of the page. Here are more pages I have generated in the same way. What do you think? Please share your thoughts in the comments. It really helps the video reach more people. I hope you find this helpful and look forward to your feedback. See you in the next video.